Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you the final episode of the day. What if Naruto had the unknown Sharingan? Part 8. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out a new episode of What If Naruto Was a Vampire and enjoy. And over on Anime King I post a new episode of What If Naruto had multiple people sealed inside of him, so go ahead and check it out. And I also post a new episode of What If Naruto Returned Different after his training trip, so go ahead and enjoy it as well guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support guys, and remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last time we left off, Sasuke came and tried and save Naruto as he gave Naruto a soldier pill as Naruto got off the ground, as both him and Sasuke took on Kisame. Even though they were combining their forces, Kisame was still stronger as Kisame used a powerful attack, but Itachi then stopped it as he told him to not use lethal force. As Sasuke went into a fit of rage as he attacked Itachi, but Itachi just dismissed his attack like nothing. Itachi then placed Sasuke under the Tsukiyomi as he told Naruto to strive and push himself because one day he will betray everyone. Because he's a Uchiha, he will seek power and do anything to get it, and he will become the monster that he fears. And with that he headed off as Naruto collapsed. A day later, Naruto woke up in the hospital to see Lee as Hinata was also there. As Naruto asked them how long has he been out, as they told him. As they went to go and check up on Sasuke, as Sakura was there looking on Sasuke, as she told Naruto she was about to check up on him next. As Sasuke was out, and the doctors don't know when he will wake up. As Jiraiya then arrived, as he told Naruto about the news to go and get Tsunade and she can help Sasuke. As Sakura was furious as she didn't want Naruto to go because he just came in the hospital with bad injuries, but Naruto headed off same way. As Kakashi had an argument with Guy, as Guy told him to not let Naruto go with Jiraiya, seeing that Naruto just came into the hospital, as Kakashi was saying all these bad things, as Guy punched him in the face and told him he's no longer his rival. We then had a time skip, as Naruto and Jiraiya has been on the road for a couple of days now, and they still couldn't find Tsunade, as Naruto was working on the Rasengan. As he remembered some words that Sarutobi told him, as Naruto finally got it done, as he completed the Rasengan. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode, shall we? Things were going good for Naruto these days, even though his hands were covered in bandages because of the amount of time he tried to form the Rasengan. But at least he can maintain it now, and also his wallet was full, seeing that the kid was actually a lucky bastard when it comes to gambling. But the mission wasn't going so smoothly. Most of the day had already gone by, and Naruto was following Jiraiya through the crowded street, as Jiraiya was cursing and grunting, as he has been searching all the casinos and the lottery stands. She has to be in one of these, he thought, as this was a new town. This is taking us nowhere, said Naruto. I thought you had some idea about where this Tsunade is, but we've been at this for over a month now, and there is no trace of her. I sure hope they don't send you to go look for me if I get missing in a mission. As Jiraiya was pissed off. You ungrateful brat, he said, as Naruto shrugged it off and placed his hand behind his head, as Jiraiya crumbled up the map and shoved it into one of his pockets. Okay, hotshot, he said, since according to you I don't know what I'm doing, how about you pick the next destination, he said. Okay, if you have so much doubt in yourself, then I guess I'll do it. I say we go to that place next, said Naruto. There? Jiraiya asks. But that's only a restaurant. Yeah, get the hint? We haven't eaten anything since breakfast. Yes, today. As Naruto walked off, as Jiraiya sighed, as he followed behind Naruto. As Jiraiya entered the restaurant, his eyes went wide. This lucky bastard, he said, as he saw Tsunade, as he couldn't believe Naruto find her with sure luck. I cannot believe you trapped me down, as Naruto was currently sitting with Jiraiya in front of Tsunade and Shizune at her side. As Naruto was now focusing on his bowl of ramen, as Jiraiya laughed, and I cannot believe that you lost so much in the casinos that you have to dine in a roadside restaurant, and not those fancy ones you enjoy so much, he said that chuckle. As Shizune sighed, it has been a long and hard day for her, and it showed no sign of letting up soon. So, are you going to tell me the reason why you came looking for me? Asked Tsunade in an angry tone, as Jiraiya quickly gained a serious expression. I don't think that you're so detached with your past that you have no idea what is going on in your own village. As she narrowed her eyes, first of all, she said, I have left everything from the past where it belongs. That being said, I heard that you were attacked by the hidden sand, she said. And did you hear that Sarutobi Sensei was killed during the attack, he said. A look of surprise came on her face, but it was shrugged off in the next instant. So, the old man is finally dead, huh? She said with a bored look. It took him long enough to roll over and die, she said, her voice void of any sadness, compassion or anything. Shizune then realized that Naruto stopped eating. As Jiraiya spoke again, the council is asking for you to return to the village to take the position of the 5th Hokage, he said. What? Said Naruto as he looked at Jiraiya for an explanation. He didn't know. As Tsunade then burst out in laughter. I swear, Jiraiya, you have the worst sense of humor. Like I would either consider such a pathetic and stupid job. Only a deranged fool would take up such responsibilities that lead you to a worthless death. As everyone was shocked as Naruto slammed his fist on the table with great force as he started to crack. You can't be serious. As he then turned towards Jiraiya, how can they ever consider her to be the Hokage? You might as well give the title to Orochimaru. She does not deserve it one bit. She will only taint the title of Hokage. Now listen here, you little brat. You know nothing about the title of Hokage. As she slammed her fist on the table as well. All you see is the glory and the praises, but you don't see that it breaks families up and condemn people to lonely and pathetic deaths. It's not only that, said Naruto. Hokage is a person that everyone trusts and look up to. He's the only person that is there for you and make you feel safe in this dark and horrible world. And I will be damned if I let you insult the title of Hokage, let alone become one. And who are you to stop me? She asked. As Naruto's eyes narrowed as they were filled with determination. I am Uzumaki Naruto, and I will become the Hokage. As Tsunade was silent for a few seconds, she then burst out in laughter. A worthless brat like you? Becoming Hokage? She said. I would be a better Hokage than you can ever be. Is that so? Said Tsunade with a smirk. Some minutes later, Jiraiya sighed as the whole situation had spun out of control, as he was now standing on the street, as Naruto and Tsunade were about to face off. Okay, here is the deal. You will have 3 tries. If you manage to lay a single finger on me, I will take back what I said about Hokage. But when you fail, you will have to pay for all my gambling debts from now on. As Shizune wished that she could warn Naruto what he's about to get into, seeing that Tsunade is a gambling holic. Let's do this, said Naruto, as he dashed forward. But Naruto was surprised, as she brought up her fist with so much speed and threw it towards him, as Naruto was sent flying back. But he twisted his body in mid-air and flipped over as he landed on his feet. Damn it, he said. He quickly brought his hands up, Shadow Clone Jutsu, as he created 4 clones, as 4 clones appear above Tsunade, falling towards her. You have some nice trick at least, said Tsunade, as Tsunade grabbed the closest clone by the arm and swung it into the other 4, smashing them as they poofed away. The original Naruto fist came flying through the smoke towards Tsunade, as Tsunade brought her leg up and kicked him right under the chin, knocking him straight up into the air, as Naruto fell back down hard on the ground several feet away. "That makes two," said Tsunade. "Shizune, make sure to get direction to the nearest gambling house." "I'm not going to lose to you," said Naruto, as he picked up himself, as he extended his right arm as he started to gather chakra. "Rasengan," he said, as Tsunade was surprised to see Naruto dashing towards her with a perfect Rasengan in his hand, as Tsunade snapped out of her trance and slammed her fist into the ground, causing a boulder to rise up between the both of them. The moment the Rasengan connected with the boulder, it exploded, as Tsunade could still see him approaching through the smoke, as she prepared a fist to shut him down once and for all, as she then froze up after seeing his eyes. "What are those? The Sharingan?" As Naruto take advantage of this moment and swing his fist towards her face, as Naruto punched her, as she quickly jumped away, as she was thinking about Minato and Naruto's mother, as he was a miniature version of Minato, as she remembered that day when Minato and her got together and his mother said that she was pregnant. Could this be him? "I won," said Naruto as she snapped out of her thoughts. "I guess you did," said Tsunade. "I take back what I said about the Hokage, but not about you ever becoming one. The only reason why you won is because you caught me by surprise with the 4th Hokage's jutsu and the Uchiha Keke Genkai," she said. "How can you defend the leaf if all you do is copy other jutsu? You're just depending on the strength of the deceased Kages and the extinct clan," she said. "That's not true," said Naruto. "I rely on my own strength." "Then prove it," said Tsunade as she continued to observe the young man in front of her. "Huh?" said Naruto. "Let's make another bet," she said. "Prove to me that you can acquire power of your own and I will acknowledge that you can become Hokage. But if you're not able to do it after a week, you have to quit this topic of becoming Hokage, and not only that, quit being a ninja overall." "Quit being a shinobi?" Naruto thought. "What happened with the confidence from a second ago?" she asked. "Alright, I'll make it sweeter. If you manage to win, I will also give you this," she said, showing him her necklace. "This is my grandfather's necklace, the first Hokage's." As she smiled as she saw that he was surprised. "So what do you say?" Days later, Shizune walked through the path of the clearing as she arrived near to the forest. As she looked around, she saw destroyed trees, giant craters everywhere, and a lot of burn marks. As Naruto was lying in the center of all of it. "Naruto, you better not be dead," said Shizune as she walked up to him. As Naruto stirred a little on the ground and sat up. "Good morning, Shizune," he said. As Shizune smiled. "It's already well in the afternoon," she said. "Damn it," said Naruto as he tried to get up off the ground. "Why don't you eat something before you start for the day?" As she revealed the bowl of ramen that she brought for him. As Naruto sat back down and thanked her as he went going on the bowl of ramen. As she then noticed all the damage that his body has taken. "Why are you so determined, Naruto? Does the title of Hokage really mean that much to you?" Naruto put the empty bowl down as he took a couple of seconds before answering. "Just a couple of months ago, I wanted to become Hokage so the village would have no choice but to acknowledge me. But now, things have changed," he said. "While I still want to become Hokage, right now, it's the only thing I have." As Naruto thanked her, as he then got up and walked towards the edge of the clearing. It has been 5 days since he made the bet with Tsunade, as Shizune hoped that he comes up with something. The next day, Shizune arrived as Naruto was unconscious, as she quickly brought Naruto back to the hotel for Tsunade to help her heal him. But when she got there, Shizune was knocked out by Tsunade. Shizune was woken up a little later by the conscious Naruto, as the both of them set off to find Tsunade. But as soon as they opened the door, they found Jiraiya, as he was in a weakened state. It seemed like Tsunade jugged him, messing up his chakra coils, and his body was not stable at the moment. As Shizune already knew what is going on, as she decided to reveal the whole truth, what Orochimaru promised Tsunade. When they got there, they saved Tsunade from Orochimaru's subordinate Kabuto. As the battle then happened, with Jiraiya taking on Orochimaru. As Kabuto then took on Shizune and Naruto, as Tsunade stood there and watched. As Naruto told Shizune to go and check up on Tsunade, every time she tried to intervene, Naruto told her that he will handle this. As the both of them had a bloody battle, Rasengan created a lot of craters, burn marks, kunais, shurikens were everywhere. As Kabuto was now smirking, Naruto had dealt a great deal of damage to his body, but he healed himself and took some pills. As Naruto was on the ground panting, as Naruto threw a kunai at Kabuto, before it could reach Kabuto, he said Amaterasu as black flames consumed the explosive tag and it exploded with black fire. As Naruto saw Kabuto's body lying there, the black flames consuming him, as he walked up, but he saw 5 explosive tags on Kabuto's chest as he exploded, sending Naruto flying back as the real Kabuto came out of the ground. As Naruto picked himself up, Naruto, stop this, said Shizune. As Kabuto smirked, you certainly take after the late 3rd Hokage, Naruto. Orochimaru told me how the 3rd was refusing to die even when my master sword pierced right through him. As Shizune could have sworn that she heard something snap in Naruto's direction. As Naruto created a Rasengan and dashed forward, as he was so focused on slamming this right into Kabuto's stomach, Kabuto grabbed his wrist and flipped him over and slammed him into the ground as the Rasengan vanished, as Kabuto kicked him right into the side. Naruto, said Shizune as she rushed over there as Kabuto jumped away. As Shizune started to start medical aid even though Naruto wanted to go back. No, don't, said Naruto. As Naruto tried to stand up, but Shizune placed a hand on his chest to hold him down. You are done, Naruto, she said. Shizune, please, let me do this, said Naruto. Stop it, said someone. As the both of them turned, it was Tsunade. Don't you care about your own life, she said. You will accomplish nothing by getting yourself killed here. As Naruto removed Shizune's hands off his chest, as he stood up. I made a promise to both the person I love the most and the one I hate. I promise that I will never back down, and I will keep getting stronger my own way. What's a stupid promise compared to your own life, said Tsunade. Because that promise is the reason I have to keep on living. Someone like me who has so little, I will not allow this to be taken away from me. So long as I have my promise, I will not lose myself in the darkness and hatred that plagues this world. As Naruto set his eyes on Kabuto as he brought his hands together, as he went through hand sign, tiger, dog, rat, bear, ox, snake, monkey, and tiger again. As everyone feel the spike of chakra in the area. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and you all will know this. As Naruto grabbed his right arm with his left arm, as flames appear on his arm. This is what I have created, he said. Hoiyaku. As the flames dance around his hand and inside as well, as he focused his gaze on Kabuto. I am not going to lose to you, Kabuto, Naruto said. You truly are a special specimen, Naruto. After I kill you, I will personally dissect your body, Kabuto said. As the two of them charged towards each other, one of them hand covered in chakra while another covered in fire. As Kabuto realized too late that the flame of fire that Naruto was leaving behind take the shape of a giant wing. As Naruto raised his hand and brought it down, as the wing flapped and rained down fire on Kabuto. As a large explosion followed after that, swallowing the two shinobis. As they all wait for the dust to settle, finally, a form jumped out of the smoke and fell to the floor. It was Kabuto, as he was almost unrecognizable with most of his body covered in burns. There was no sign of Kabuto getting back on his feet anytime soon. As Naruto was standing before a crater, as he smirked at Tsunade. By the way, I won the bet, he said, as he passed out. Sometime later, Naruto jumped up as he started to look around to where he was. Hey, calm down, said a voice, as Naruto turned his head. Jiraiya was sitting in the bed next to Naruto with his writing material out. You've been out of commission for over 24 hours. What happened? What about Kabuto and Orochimaru? Naruto asked. Don't worry about that, we chased them away, said Jiraiya. As Naruto then lay back down on the bed. What now? He asked. Well, as soon as we're fit to travel, we will be heading back to the village. And what about Tsunade and Shizune? Naruto asked. Oh, they're coming with us, said Jiraiya. As Naruto was confused, it seemed like your little show back there knocked something loose inside of Tsunade's head, and she agreed to become the 5th Hokage. A distance away, I was beginning to fear that you weren't going to show up, Okina commented. You know I will show up as long as Okina smiled, as he reached out a large amount of money in his pocket and placed it on the bench. It is good to see you again, Kakazu-senpai, he said. He greeted his fellow, former waterfall shinobi, as Kakazu simply nodded as he went down to business. You know that there isn't a lot that I can tell you. I know, said Okina. You cannot tell me how the hunt for the Gobai is going, or how the Sanbai managed to disappear off the radar, Okina said. You can talk to me about what you have yet to do, like the capture of the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, said Okina. You're always interested in the Fox Jinchuriki. Why is that? Asked Kakazu. Because, unlike you, Kakazu-senpai, I truly believe that this up-and-coming generation will surpass all of us. And I am betting that Naruto will be at the front of this new wave that is rising. Anyways, tell me about Naruto. What does the Akatsuki think of him? Said Okina. Nothing more than a target, said Kakazu. As Okina looked confused. What? Akatsuki did not make any observation? Or maybe gaze his ability as a shinobi? He is nothing more than a target, said Kakazu. That's pretty disappointing, said Okina. Seems you guys know nothing about him. Well, that is all, he said, as he got up and left. See you soon, Kakazu-senpai. Back at Konoha, Sakura was crying as Naruto and Sasuke were rushing at each other, Naruto with flames covering his hand, and Sasuke with lightning crackling in his hand as the both of them thrust forward and pierced each other right through the chest as she cried out their names. Immediately, Sakura jumped up as she looked around her surroundings. She was in Sasuke's room. As she looked at his chest, there was no hole. As she let out a sigh of relief. It seemed like she fell asleep here, she thought. As she was feeling bad, it has not been the first time she had a dream like that. Ever since the Forest of Death, she started to have those dreams. But she remembered what Sasuke said, that they will still be Team 7, and they will still be friends no matter what. As she pleaded, please, let we always be Team 7. Let's always be friends, she said. Please tell me you haven't secluded yourself in this hospital since all the time I was gone. As she quickly spun around to see Naruto standing at the door. Naruto, she said as she quickly stood up and rushed towards him. As she threw herself at him, as she was still worrying about the dream. Sakura, he said, as she buried her face in his chest, as she started to punch him lightly. You idiot, she said. As Naruto was confused. Is she crying? He thought. How could you just leave like that? She said. Why did you take so long to come back? She yelled at him. Naruto scratched his head in confusion, as he did not know what to do. He wasn't sure why she was mad at him. Is it because I left without properly being discharged from the hospital? Or is it because I took a month to come back? As she continued to call him an idiot, he wasn't even sure if she was truly angry. Oh, so this is why you were so desperate to get back to the village, said Tsunade from behind Naruto, as Naruto tried to get Sakura to calm down. Sakura, he said, this is Tsunade, one of the 3 Sanins, and she's here. Heal Sasuke. As Sakura instantly blushed, realizing that someone else was there. As she then turned, it's an honor to meet you, Tsunade-sama, she said. My name is Haruno Sakura, she said, with a bow. It's very nice to meet you, she said, as she then looked over at the unconscious Uchiha. As Tsunade walked over as she looked at the file, as she then looked back at Sasuke and back at the file, as she then placed the file down and moved her hand over Sasuke's body, as her hand started to glow, as she placed one on his chest and one on his forehead. After a couple of minutes, she moved her hand. "He'll be fine," she said. "I have removed most of the trauma that he suffered. He would wake up in a day or so." Letting out an instant sigh of relief, Sakura instantly thanked Tsunade as she moved to Sasuke's side. "Well, I guess I'll go attend to your other friend." As she went off, as Naruto tried to sneak out as well, as he saw that Sakura was watching over Sasuke, "Naruto," said a voice. You're back," Hinata said. "Yeah, I just got back today," he said with a smile. As Hinata smiled brightly, "I'm glad," she said. "You took off all of a sudden and Lee told me that you left with Jiraiya. I was starting to get worried." As she then blushed even harder as she realized what she had said. "You were?" Naruto said as he smiled at her. "I'm sorry, I never meant for you to worry." As she became even more flustered, "You don't have anything to apologize for, Naruto." As Naruto walked up to her, "So, what are you doing at the hospital, Hinata?" As he sat down and patted the seat for her to sit down as well as she did. "Are you hurt? Are you okay?" he asked. "No, it's nothing like that. It's just that Neji lost one of his shirts and he looked everywhere for it, so I told him I will check in the hospital." As Naruto chuckled, "You would think that he would find everything quickly because of his Byakugan." As Hinata giggled, "So, was it here?" he asked. "No, I'm starting to think that he left it at the training ground or something." As she then looked over to the room, "So, how is Sasuke doing?" "Well, I brought the Sani and Tsunade to check him over. She did some medic stuff and said that he'll be alright soon." As Hinata had a shocked expression on her face. "What?" she said. "So the rumors are true. Someone really brought Tsunade back to the village to become the next Hokage? And it was you, Naruto?" she said. "Rumors already?" Naruto rolled his eyes. "Yeah, she's going to become the 5th Hokage," he said. "Anyway, she's now off examining Lee." Sometime later, "Sasuke," said a voice. As Naruto woke up after hearing that. As he looked around to see Hinata sleeping on his shoulder. "Sasuke," said another voice. As Naruto looked over to see Sakura standing up. As Hinata froze as she realized where her head was resting and how close she was to Naruto. "I think Sasuke is waking up. Come on," Naruto said, as the two of them walked into the room. As the three of them gathered, Sasuke's eyes started to slowly open. "Sasuke, you're awake," said Sakura with a smile. As Sasuke struggled to open his eyes, "Sakura, is that you?" he said. "What happened?" "You're in the hospital. You've been out for a while now," said Naruto. As Sasuke shifted his eyes as he recognized Naruto standing between Sakura and Hinata. As he closed his eyes and rubbed them with his hand, as he then opened them once more. Before he could fully open them, he was wrapped tightly in a pair of arms. "Sasuke!" Sakura cried. "I was worried that you wouldn't wake up," she said as she buried her face into his shoulder, crying. As a red tint spread through Sasuke's face, "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm glad that you're finally awake," Sasuke, said Hinata sincerely. As Sakura finally pulled away, "Are you alright now, Sasuke?" she asked. "Do you need anything?" Not really. I'm fine," he said. But his stomach then grumbled, as he blushed in embarrassment. As Naruto and Hinata chuckled. "Of course," said Sakura, "you must be hungry. I'll go get you something to eat," as she quickly rushed out of the room. As Hinata went to help her. As both of them were silent for a couple of seconds until Naruto spoke. "We took a pretty good beating, huh?" "I guess so," said Sasuke, as he remembered everything that happened. "You met my brother before?" Sasuke asked. "Yeah," said Naruto. "When?" "Months ago," Naruto said. "He was the first person these eyes ever saw." "I see. They were here for you. Why?" Sasuke asked. As Naruto looked at the window. "I don't know," he said, lying. "How long have I been here?" "For a month," said Naruto. "When did you wake up?" asked Sasuke. "A month ago." "On the next day after the attack," he revealed. "But he went a lot easier on me. That genjutsu he used on you, Tsukiyomi, what did he show you in it?" "Tsukiyomi? So that's the name," Sasuke scoffed. "Naruto," said Sasuke. As Naruto looked at him. "Do you hate me?" As Naruto was taken back by the question, Why the hell are you asking that? As Naruto saw Sasuke's face. No, I don't hate you. And what about you, Sasuke? Do you hate me? Naruto asks. Before Sasuke could say anything, we're back, said Hinata, as she and Sakura enter the room. But guys, I'm be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share all of your friends in your social media platform. And also go ahead and check out the rest of the what ifs that I post today. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, guys. But for now, I'm out of here. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.